For Ellen Pompeo, a perfect way to end Grey's Anatomy would be to bring back past characters. So, when a magical beach appeared in season 17, complete with former cast members like Patrick Dempsey, fans feared the worst. Just as panic began to set in, we got a silver lining. Confirmation of season 18. And once again, the show is making headlines for bringing back old faces. But what does it all mean? Paging Dr. OSSA for answers. Who is still ready for the OR? Grey's Anatomy has been on the air for nearly 2 decades, and the only thing more familiar than the epic storylines are the regular cast shakeups. Let's face it, for a show about saving lives, the Shondaland writers sure do love to kill off characters. Well, to a point. After all, Meredith Grey, Miranda Bailey, and Richard Webber are the show's seemingly immortal trifecta, and we're pretty sure that if they ever left, the internet would riot. But others haven't been so lucky. The latest victims of Shondaland's culling were Giacomo Gianniotti's DeLuca and Jesse Williams' Jackson. It was a tough season for fans of the hospital's eye candy, with a double blow to the heart. Thankfully, the rest of the main cast is just as excited as we are for the next season, and they're all planning a return. Joining the Golden Trio are Owen and Teddy, Amelia and Link, Joe, Maggie and Winston, Levi and Nico, Helm, and McIrish. And if you believe the rumors, there might be one more character to expect. We might just be lucky enough to spot Karasik a few times, which makes sense, because when Greg German left Shondaland, it was just as a series regular. The actor admitted at the time that he was totally willing to do cameos in the future. Besides, when Joe sold him her Grey Sloan shares, it gave the writers a clever way to give Karasik an open invitation to return. And here's where things get really interesting, because Greg German isn't the only ex-staffer we'll spot on screen this season. What's that? A blast from the past? Meredith may have left that magical beach when she woke up, but that's not stopping the show from bringing back some more familiar faces. This time, they're not just going to feature in Mare's head. In fact, there are 3 major characters coming back for this season, and it could lead to some unexpected shakeups. Let's start with the return most likely to lead to even more drama. Megan Hunt is back. Actress Abigail Spencer shared the good news on Instagram, and once fans had managed to calm down and breathe normally again, they started digging for details. Because Owen's sister seems to be coming back with a bang, and there's proof. Kind of. Megan's connection to another very important character has us wondering if her return,
one hell of a return,
means we'll see Nathan Riggs again.
Brace yourself.
Oh my God!
Because the person on the stretcher is definitely a man. Megan looks flustered and upset, and the Grey Sloan doctors are shocked to see this mystery patient, which makes it seem like they know him, which is exciting and frustrating, because we still have ages to wait to see exactly what Megan's return means for Meredith, and if it'll affect her blossoming romance with McWidow. And that's just the start. We're also preparing for the most anticipated Grey's return in history. Who paged Addison Montgomery? Because we'd like to thank them, and we're not alone. That's right, Kate Walsh is just as excited as we are to get back into a pair of those scrubs.
Surprise.
Hold the phone! It's finally happening! Even better, Kate has actually given us the first tiny tease of what to expect for her character. She revealed, "It feels so good to be home again, joining Shonda, Ellen, and the rest of the incredible cast on season 18. Just wait until you see what she's got in store for you." Now that got us thinking. If Megan Hunt's return could possibly be linked to Nathan, then Addison might also be coming back to Seattle as part of a storyline which involves babies, as that's her specialty. This could mean that she'll be linked to Joe Wilson, who just switched to obstetrics and adopted a baby. Or it could mean something else entirely. There's another storyline we're hoping for that would be the perfect excuse to call Dr. Montgomery. But you'll have to wait for those details, because we're still not done with cast returns. Is this a case of buy one, get one free? There's one more lady set to make her season 18 reappearance, and it's definitely the most complicated story because she was one of Shondaland's first character kills over a decade ago. Yes, we are talking about the mother of all surgeons, Ellie Grey. And no, actress Kate Burton won't be playing a zombie, but she will have company. Grey's showrunner, Krista Vernoff, has already admitted that Ellis will only feature in flashbacks and dreams, as she has since her death in the 3rd season. But what's really interesting is that these appearances are usually during huge moments for Meredith, so we should probably expect something big to happen. And that something might just be a new romance. Or trouble, because Ellis's return is a double deal. She's coming with Grey's newbie and Hollywood heartthrob, Peter Gallagher, who has been cast as an old colleague of Ellis's called Dr. Alan Hamilton. Sadly, that's all we know about Peter's involvement for now. But seeing Ellis has the Grey's conspiracy theorists wondering if their favorite storyline might just play out. Meredith, suffering from early onset Alzheimer's, while her iconic voiceovers are actually just old diary entries. We still have a bit to wait and see whether they're right. But in the meantime, let's focus on what else we know. Will the new season pick up where we left off? You'll be pleased to know we're not missing a second of the action in Shondaland, because according to Krista Vernoff, Season 18 is set immediately after the last finale. This means the show will kick off immediately after Maggie and Winston's iconic beach wedding. But just because there's no pausing the time doesn't mean the story will go as expected. With the return of Maggie Hunt, Ellie Grey, and Addison Montgomery, drama is definitely brewing, and there's every chance that storylines could be shaken up. Plus, there's the Station 19 crossover the teaser trailer hinted at, which means a brand new chance at even more drama. When we last saw the Grey Sloan surgeons, Meredith finally agreed to get a drink with Cormac. But if Nathan does come back with Megan, that could change. And considering that Kelly McCleary is pregnant in real life, maybe her pregnancy is being written into the story, explaining Addison's return. See? I promised I'd tell you my theory eventually. Of course, there is also always the option that these two ladies will be unconnected and that the crew will instead decide to hide Kelly's baby bump through props and careful camera angles. But we're here to discuss the cast and burning questions, not the storyline. It's just really hard not to get excited about the future of Grey's Anatomy. And that brings us to our final and most important question. Is this season the end of Grey's Anatomy? Okay, we asked exactly the same thing in the last season, but this time there's more information and cryptic clues to consider. For starters, some of the cast's contracts were up at the end of the 17th season, including Ellen Pompeo's. And while some of her colleagues are still contracted for enough time for a potential season 19, Ellen isn't one of them. You see, the actress only signed a 1-year extension on her contract, instead of the usual 3- or 6-year extension that's common in Hollywood. That doesn't bode well for the possibility of any episodes after the season 18 finale, unless the actress renews her contract again. Which brings us to a problem. As we all know, Krista Vernoff said that Grey's will continue as long as Ellen Pompeo is still willing to play Meredith. But now, it doesn't really seem as though the actress wants that honor for too much longer. Before you freak out, she's done this before. When asked if the previous season of the show would be her last, Ellen told Variety, "I mean, this is the last year of my contract right now. I don't know that this is the year, but it could very well be." The Grey's showrunner was equally evasive at the time, telling The Hollywood Reporter that she was planning to write something that could either be a season finale or a series finale. Thankfully, we've all since realized that those were little white lies, because season 18 is almost here. But that doesn't mean the future of Grey's is certain. If you believe Ellen Pompeo, the change is how to end it, not when to end it.
To end a show this iconic, how do we do it? We honestly have not decided. We're really trying to figure it out right now.
You're in the middle of deciding whether it ends or it doesn't.
Of course, we've also got to contend with those rumors that Ellen might just be considering retirement. As horrible as that idea may sound, when the actress was quizzed about what she'd do if Grey's did ever end, she admitted that she has some options.
Well, I could do anything I want. Or not do anything at all.
Sadly, it does seem like retiring is an option, because after nearly 2 decades as television's most loved surgeon, she's no longer so enchanted with the downside of acting.
I'm not super excited about continuing my acting career. I have no desire to go sit in trailers at 11 o'clock at night and wait to shoot scenes.
But none of this is actually giving us a straight answer. And this means we have no choice but to be patient. If we want to know what'll happen to Grey's in the future, we've gotta wait and see. At least we get another epic season in the meantime. Fingers crossed that this is just the start of another few seasons. What do you expect to see in the new season of Grey's? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. And for another Grey's Fix, check out our other videos. Until next time, stay awesome.